All right, so we're still here on stream. Let's you got a good snapshot of the goblin thing? You can go to my stream decker, it'll be on there. Let's go back over here to the rack, which I never did actually export. Rack. Go over here to stream decker and update stream decker with the rack. That is set as my current, right? All right, so we're gonna play some modern now, playing some rack. Once again, this is like my favorite modern deck I've ever come across or played. I'm really happy to play it on stream and whatnot. Last time we went 3-2, which feels about right for 8 rack or the rack. I guess I want to keep calling it 8 rack. But we're gonna run the same list we played last week, and we're just gonna do 5 more games. Let's just jump into them. Aw. Didn't before I could. But yeah, Pauper Infect is sweet. I really like that deck a lot. Really fun. Let's play some rack. The rack being, like I said, probably my favorite deck. I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm not in love with it, but I am gonna keep Ethra. Why is it called 8 rack? I see the rack. Well, it was originally called 8 rack because it would play 8 rack effects. It would play Shrieking Affliction, and it would play if I care that much about Lightning. It'd play 4 of the racks and 4 Shrieking Affliction, which basically kind of do the same thing. That's why it was originally called 8 rack. Shrieking Affliction's not been very good here recently, so a lot of decks aren't running it. So, but yeah, that's why it's called 8 rack. But okay, so I gotta pay attention because I don't remember clicking to go first. So I need to pay attention to that. We could quit drawing these Urborgs at any time. We're gonna make some tokens here. The rack isn't really gonna do that much good, but I think we're just gonna grab one. I don't know if we want to grab one or not. Our opponent's some kind of potentially Naya deck. We just draw a rack. I don't think we have Pithing Needle. Maybe I'll just fetch up the rack. I don't know. They have 5 cards in hand. Ever. Get that last construct out of bolt range. We'll crack the expedition map next turn and get another Saga. Opponent did use a bolt though. Yeah, it's the rack's just like a mono black control deck. You typically want to go second because you're playing Smallpox. Smallpox is more punishing on the draw than it is on the play. But unfortunately, I either clicked the play first or it chose for me, which was an issue I was having last time. It felt like it was picking for me. All we know of is Lightning Bolt and Solitude. They're not far off of just casting Solitude. Prismatic Ending, sure. Then Lightning Bolt are Construct away. What I'll probably do next turn is just fetch up another Saga with Expedition Map. No, they put that to hand. Sure. What thing actually do? Okay. Attack them for 3. Our goal here currently is to just make a bunch of tokens here. There's a Saga. I've built most of this deck on my own, but I'm renting the Sagas because I don't want to drop like $200 for a playset for a card that potentially could get banned. It's on the chopping block, so. I really like getting 8 rack, but I also wouldn't care if it did get banned. They don't top deck a land, they can't Solitude, which is nice. Solitude be the most annoying thing. Because honestly, I feel like and it makes the deck more competitive. So I do want to say that. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Oh, I guess they do have 5 mana. Damn it. I don't think these fatal pushes are going to do very much good. We draw an Inquisition. A Raven's Crime. Position you. Lightning Bolt, Ephemerate. Oh, Ephemerate's got to go. Raven's Crime you. Pitch the... It actually, because they can just Solitude and Fury us, it's actually kind of worth just Raven Criming them again than it is to play the Saga. They ditched the Bolt. Yeah, this Fatal Push is forever dead in our hand. We don't race Solitude very well, though. I have to say. And that... Oh, or Fury. I guess Fury has double strike. Pretty sure we're dead. Like 99% sure we're dead. A lot of our removal doesn't deal with these guys very well. Here comes in Solitude, which they do take 6. We also take 9. They gain 3. Unless we... What if we top deck Dismember? I don't... We do... Game. Well... That was not what I meant to do. Alright, we're dead. I was going to strip them with our last card, do a little bit more damage. Let's... Ooh, we really don't have much good against them, do we? We sideboarded out the Bontu's Last Reckonings for the Break the Ice last time. That is something different we did. We brought in Break the Ice to try out. I guess Collective Brutality does kill the one guy. The one face. A lot better than Fatal Push does. Pithing Needle, I think it's going to do a whole lot here. Maybe we bring in Voidwalker so we can steal stuff from him. I mean, Fatal Push and Funeral Charm's not doing anything in our deck anyway. So it's like, why not just bring in stuff that could potentially do stuff? Ratchet? We could bring in Ratchet Bomb. I mean, I guess we have the room for it. It just doesn't, like, it's just too slow, you know what I mean? I'll bring it in, though. Oh, I clicked play first on that one. So that one I did choose first by accident. Wow. Two cards on... We're going to bottom a rack here and probably Lily. Much as I don't really want to do that. Lead on the Raven's Crime. They did Solitude. Nice. Alpine Moon, sure. Collecting Saga, which is annoying, but is what it is. Like, we can either Smallpox them or Voidwalker them. I think I'm going to Voidwalker them. Oh, I guess that was a good reason we brought in the Ratchet Bombs, though, right? We could Ratchet Bomb Alpine Moon away. Hope so, yeah, no kidding. What I'd really like to happen is, Mole Drifter. Just retrace Raven's Crime. There's Solitude. I'm going to play this land. My reasoning for playing the land is to hopefully eventually turn on Castle Locthwain. This has my thought process. There's the Ratchet. Whenever Risen Reef or another elemental under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's an anchor, you may battlefield tapped. So should I Smallpox that thing? Oh wait, Smallpox is going to make us discard a card. Oops. That was a misplay. More than likely. Wasn't thinking. Oh well. All wells that ends well. Risen Reef, Ephemerate, Alpine Moon. Ephemerate can do the most damage. You get lucky and them not draw a land. Like that. Ephemerate's a card I wouldn't mind seeing on the chopping block of being banned. Nice, we turn on Castle Locthwain. Well, Ravens crime you. They ditch the other Alpine Moon. They got their land. Here comes Risen Reef. Yeah, you tapped wrong, didn't you? That's not in their hand yet. We get a Voidwalker? Again, probably should have played the Voidwalker. I think I've played both our Smallpoxes really badly. This matchup. Like, very badly. Or Garage Go. Smallpox. All bugs. Like. This has been a weird game, that's for sure. I really like for our opponent to play a creature turn. We could smallpox it potentially. Matic ending. Fury, Fury, Solitude. Gonna keep Smallpox in hand. Omnath was the draw. You get a land. How does this thing work? You have to add 4 mana. Mana pool. That's stupid. That's a ridiculous card. Well, let's get hellbent. We've done a decent job of keeping our opponent a little bit under control, but I feel like they're probably gonna have better top decks than we are. Probably played this game really wrong. I don't play against this elemental deck very often. Trying to get back up to turning on Castle Locthwain. Lily? This has been such a weird game. It really has. Ravens crime you? Lily you? We're locking up the game pretty well here, honestly. Still in it. So weirdly enough, I still think we've had a couple misplays, but weirdly enough, we're still in it. We need to find a rack effect. I wouldn't mind finding another land so we can turn on Castle Locthwain. We could get this Lily ultimate, and that's going to be hard for them to deal with. We'll basically like let them choose between 3 lands, or 3 lands and Alpine Moon. I could get Prismatic Ending here, though. No, Elemental. If you have a flash creature, what I would recommend doing is waiting until I plus up Lily and throw it down. That's what I would do. We're going to get Omnath to draw a card. We had a Yawgmoth. That was awesome draw. And a factory. Factory is how we can win this. If we end up winning the, I don't know if we'll win the overall match, but if we end up winning this game, I'm gonna be pretty happy with our life. All right, so I'm going to keep ticking Lily up. My reason to keep ticking Lily up is to potentially get her through her ultimate. Which we're not going to be able to separate into very good piles at this point. We have a Peatland for redraw next turn. We're just trying to dig for one of our Alright, we might keep this Peatland in hand. I don't think we want to cycle with Peatland. Good expedition map for another factory. Alpine Moon's definitely been annoying. How do I know which one's which? Oh. Oh, because it has summoning sickness. See, that's stupid. How am I supposed to know which is which? I don't like that. It's really dumb. Yeah, that's really dumb. I got some kind of elemental creature. Hopefully not Omnath. Or Muldrifter. Muldrifter would be Risen Reef. Ephemerate. Nice. Cheers Factory worked weird. Yeah, does anyone have any tips to realize which one's the one with summoning sickness? That really screwed up my play last turn. Commemorate being annoying again. Hopefully it's a land. Oh, is our opponent digging out of this? Say so. Oh, I think our opponent found their way out. We could top deck Fury, sure. Like I said, we could just top deck the rack and potentially win, but it's not looking likely. The rack is our best draw here, that's for sure. No, we're dead, no matter what we do. No, let's... Alright, well, that was a weird game. It was interesting. I think we punted a few times, but the elemental deck's pretty wild. The amount of draw power that's in it. Okay, that time we got to pick with this hand. We don't really have much sideboard stuff for that elemental deck. Maybe we need to convert the sideboard a little bit. Steam vents. Position you. Oh, that deck. Indomitable creativity deck. Huh. What I'm gonna do here? Yeah, okay, this is weird. I don't know entirely what our opponent's doing. I know Indomitable creativity is a combo piece. I will say the rack is definitely a deck you want to be pretty well up on the meta. That I am not really that much up on top of the meta. You just double Raven Prime you here. See what you do. Nice, other Indomitable. Fortunately, Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle actually works pretty good on Barry, doesn't it? Not very good against Pizarri command, though. Ideally, we top deck Inquisition or Thoughtseize. Then we can Pithing Needle and get to Fairy away from them. Let's see if we can get rid of Prizari Command. Didn't. Alright. I think we just have to wait a turn to shut down Fairy. Let them play the Prizari Command. Oh, then there's Ren and 6. Suck. You could just bounce Urza Saga to hand with the Fairy. Oh, Planeswalkers. I hate them all. Prizari Command is just really problematic right now. They play the land, it might be worth smallpoxing. Pick up to. Which is the worst planeswalker? That's the Inquisition. Come on. That's thing is like we Pithing Needle, they just Prizari Command it. Prizari's Command is wickedly annoying. Say the least. A weird spot. Oh. We Raven's Crime, they just Wooded Foothills ditch. We can't Raven's Crime and Smallpox. We play the Swamp. Can't Raven's Crime. They were Pithing Needle on I don't know. We're in a bad spot. They're playing in Planeswalkers is not good for our deck. We don't have a good way to deal with them. I don't think this version has. No, we don't have any Feed the Swarms. I think is, or is it Blood Chief? There's a card that kills Planeswalkers. We don't have it in our deck, unfortunately. In our sideboard. Maybe we should, because this Ren and 6 is beating. Might just fetch up Expedition Map with Urza Saga. Honestly. Sorry, Command. Could just fetch up the rack. Could get Spellbomb. Could just get, like I said, another expedition map. I don't know. We get the rack, we can make some discard down to 1. The thing is, they can just rent in 6, turn after turn after turn after turn. We get the expedition map here. Crack expedition map on their end step. Card's so good. Ratchet can remove planeswalkers. That is true. I guess we do have Ratchet Bomb. I mean, when I go to look at the sideboard, I'd probably board them in. Ratchet Bomb, Collective Brutality, probably Voidwalker maybe comes in. So one thing I liked about 8-Rack was you had this like sideboard plan of like yeah. You had this sideboard plan of bouncing, like not bouncing, of bringing in creatures, you know? You had this sideboard plan of bringing in creatures to when they removed, because you had no creatures in main board, so people normally boarded out creatures, so you brought creatures in. Now when you have cards like the Urza Saga where you create creatures, they normally don't board out their creature removal, which is rough. 3 lands. Push. Ditch the scalding turn. Yeah, Ratchet Bombs are coming in. Renin 6 is probably the hardest planeswalker for our deck to beat, because they basically draw 2 cards every turn with it. Then this Teferi, because we're playing the Saga, is really brutal. It's super good against Urza Saga. I mean, they're just going to get to draw a million land every turn so they can combo off. We're pretty well lost this match already. Yeah, this one's pretty well over though. I don't see us getting through these planeswalkers. I really don't. I didn't realize that's a fetchable source. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I didn't know Dwarven Mine was also a mountain. Pretty cool. Have clues and shit. Yeah, that's anytime soon. That was on their turn. I want to see the Indomitable creativity, see what happens. Sure. Double Archons. All right. Collective Brutality, Ratchet Bomb, Voidwalker. How does Indomitable Creativity actually read? Oh, if I could spell right. Okay, so they're put onto the battlefield. Not cast. The Void Mirror won't work. Fatal Funeral Charm. Not that good here. We want the other Pithing Needle, absolutely. Spellbomb's debatable. Wrench Mind, good here, actually. Smallpox doesn't seem that... Dismember doesn't seem good. Good argument for taking Fatal Push out. Front like that. Take the draw. Well, not awful. I'm gonna keep it. We have Ratchet Bomb for Ren and 6. We have Thoughtseize. We have Wrench Mines. Though this is when they sideboard in Veil of Summer, though. Lily's a good draw. Prismari Command, Fairy, Prismatic Ending. So probably the Prismatic Ending, honestly. That card could probably be the most annoying. Especially if we're going to be on a Ratchet Bomb plan at any point. Although there is an argument for taking it to Fairy or Prismari Command and just play around Prismatic Ending. I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to take Prismari Command here. We're going to Ratchet Bomb next turn. I mean, Wrench Mine, not Ratchet Bomb. We're going to Wrench Mine this turn, which will hopefully be pretty good. Probably ditching the Archon. Archon and Island. They probably have a land in hand. So yeah, if they land to Fairy, it'll be kind of rough because then they have Prismatic Ending. What you really want to happen is we want to top deck Inquisition here really badly. So we can take that other Prismatic Ending from them. They're definitely going to Teferi here, right? Yep. Yeah, we really want to top deck Inquisition or Thoughtseize here. We get a Pithing Needle. That's kind of cool. Okay, so we can Pithing Needle and Ratchet Bomb them. Well, I guess that's not really that cool. Liliana is probably actually way cooler. Oh, I hate plussing her up though right now. I might dish a Pithing Needle here. Might ditch a rack. Let's ditch the needle. We ditch Ratchet Bomb. Ditch Ratchet Bomb. Now, I have my reasoning for that. My reasoning is they're going to Prismari command my Liliana, which I just run out rack Pithing Needle with the fairy. Then hopefully win that way. Yeah, I don't know either. The fairy. And throw down a land to throw on Castle Locthwain. Hope they don't top deck. Very much of anything. No more prismatic endings. You know what I mean? We need to keep this Teferi on lock. Yeah, typically, but I gotta draw them. Of course they have prismatic ending. Why wouldn't they? They always have it. Serum Visions. Oh, that pretty much probably won the game. Well, we can still, like, wrench mine. You know what I mean? Like, we still have cards in our deck that will hopefully do stuff for us. Position you. We're fighting the good fight here. We're trying. Now if they want it to fairy, they lose to fairy to bounce the racks, which is good. They did. Fairy number 2. Knowing my luck, probably. No, nothing. Where's the Saga? We have Castle Locthwain online. A-Rack can have some weird games, that's for sure. I might run out, just as a heads up, I might run out of time to do 5 games. So I'll play as many as I can. The time that I'm allotted today. I got about an hour till I gotta bounce, so. Our opponent's really in the tank here. I feel like this is a matchup we should be fairly good against. In a way. Well, I shouldn't say that because they have all the planeswalkers in the world, which are historically very good against 8-rack. There used to be a time in Modern where planeswalkers weren't really that relevant. Like, you saw Liliana, and then Jace got unbanned. Then you saw Jace for a little bit. Like, these Teferis didn't exist back when I was really into Modern, playing a bunch of it. And it's not quite the way anymore. Quite different. And they have another Teferi, why wouldn't they? Bounce a card, draw a card. No. Voidwalker. Interesting. Third rack. Play said Voidwalker. Now we can make some big Saga tokens. Search up the other Pithing Needle. Go to 5 here. They're in a position too where they really probably should hold stuff in hand. Oh, I remember that card. I used to use it. What card? Card we talking about? Gonna make a Saga token at the end step here. We'll make another Saga token. We'll fetch up depending on what our opponent does. If our opponent just keeps like 2 cards in hand, I might just search up for the 4th rack effect. But I'm leaning toward grabbing Pithing Needle if need be. I played Magic when Dauthi. Oh, never mind. It was a different, more simple Dauthi. I played back when Tempest came out. Nice. What other Dauthi is there? I'm looking it up right now. Oh. Dauthi Mind Ripper. Is that one you're talking about? Yeah, I remember what one you're talking about. I know what one you're talking about. I mean, looks like they're going to keep it in hand. They haven't activated Teferi this turn. Maybe they don't. We get lucky enough for them not to. There it is. Bounces the Voidwalker. Make a big token. Another token. Go get Pithing Needle onto Fairy. Attack you 5. You gotta have something here, right? Dauthi Slayer. It was. Oh, neat. This thing. Huh. I like the art on it. I love the art on the old what I'm looking for. The old cards, like the old border cards. I love the old, like, more oil painting-esque cards. Like, the rack itself is one of my favorite artworks ever. I'd love to get that tattooed on my forearm. For years, I wanted to do the rack on one forearm and Shrieking Affliction on the other. One of these days, I'll do it. I have the monies. Just cost so, like, I would be covered in tattoos if they didn't cost so much money. Cost way too much. I like the artwork of Prismari Command, though. All the blue, red, and purples. Pretty. Same thing with this Ketra Trome. I love the... I like most of the Triome lands. Opponent hanging on for dear life here. Love a top deck Raven's Crime. Raven's Crime instantly wins the game for us. Dwarven Mine, Dominal Creativity right now. Oh, they really have it. Sacrifice a creature. Come on, let's top deck this. Come on, discard spell. Really? Gonna lose. Definitely gonna lose. Well, this sucks. Grew too badly toward the end. We have no way of winning now. Alright, yeah, we're dead. Let's go to a different game. Yeah, that was brutal, to say the least. That's another one that doesn't feel like that good of a matchup. The rack is nowhere near a tier deck. It's just my favorite deck. I just like playing it. But it is not a tier deck, that's for sure, fortunately. Wish it was. Oh. You, Thanks for redeeming a movie or show recommendation. I'll give you both a movie and a show. So here's a movie I watched here recently. Well, I'll do a show first. I've been watching Arcane on Netflix, the League of Legends show. Awesome. Super, super recommend it. I haven't quite finished it yet, but I've been absolutely in love with it. I think it's been absolutely great. And then to recommend a movie that I recently watched, the Royal Ten. No, you know what? Yesterday. I'll do Yesterday. Yesterday is a movie about a man who gets sucked into a Mandela effect and wakes up and there's no Beatles. The Beatles have disappeared, and other bands too, but mainly the Beatles. Seen Royal Tenenbaums anyway? I was looking at stuff I've watched here recently. That was I really enjoyed Royal Tenenbaums, but yesterday Danny Boyle wrote it. It's just a super feel goody movie with a great lead, great story premise. I really loved it. All right, so our opponent mad with us that I took too long. Guess what? We're back. Royal Tenenbaums is excellent. Yes, I love Wes Anderson. I can't wait to see the French Dispatch. I'm ready for it to come out on Blu-ray so I can watch it. All right, opponent. We won't. But yeah, Arcane on good. Yes, it does. Arcane on Netflix is a show I would super recommend, though. I've really enjoyed what I've seen. I'm on episode 7, I believe, and I have give it like I prefer the Stones to the Beatles. 100% with you. I love the Rolling Stones. The Beatles, I'm indifferent on. I like some of their stuff, but I'm not a huge fan of them. But I love the Rolling Stones. Arcane, though, if you give Arcane the first, like, get past the first 2 episodes. I'm not saying they're bad by any means, but the story really takes off on episode 3, and it never slows down from there on out. Yeah, I like the Rolling Stones more as well. But yeah, if you like that kind of music, Yesterday's a really good movie. I mean, it's a really good movie overall. Like, I'm not the biggest Beatles fan, but I really, really like the movie. I thought the movie was great. I should say that for future reference, but like if I recommend a show and I don't know what our opponent's doing here. All they've shown us is like, oh, Deluge deck. Gross. Let's stick this Pithing Needle. Not Pithing Needle. Urza Saga. Find Nihil Spellbomb. Bant controls what this is. So we're definitely on the Saga route as opposed to the rack route. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do for future references. Like if someone they want me to recommend something and they've already seen it, then I'll pick something else. That seems fair, right? No, but that is on my watch list. The Greasy Strangler. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I want to see it so bad. I've been meaning to grab it on Blu-ray for a really long time, and I just haven't. There's an argument for just emptying their hand with Raven's Crime. I don't know how good of an argument that is, as opposed to making a bunch of tokens. Very funny. Yeah, I've heard great things about it. Been on my like Amazon wish list for a long time. I need to just buck up and buy it. I found it on DVD in a store, and I almost bought it because I really wanted to see it. But I was holding out for the Blu-ray, so I'll just get the Blu-ray at some point. But yeah, I've heard fantastic things about it. Oh, they're a Murktide deck. Okay. Misread what I was playing against. They probably have the counter for Lily. Oh boy. They tapped down for this, I'd be really happy with our life. They didn't. Okay. What am I doing here? So yeah, if I play the Lily, I just get nothing because they just counter. Wow, that's rough. Normally our deck's pretty good against this one. Was Prime for a little while. Oh, I'll have to see. Yeah, I'll have to see if it is on Prime. I have Amazon Prime. I just always forget about their video services because I mainly just use it as a I mainly just use it as a good spell bomb in case I have another Murktide. Lots of indie movies on Prime. That's true. I just always forget they have a video service like to look on there. I mean, I watch a lot of stuff on there. I always forget to look for stuff on there. If that makes any sense. Is that better or worse than Deluge? What's better or worse? I'd say Murktide's probably worse. Let's just empty this now. Yeah, I can't pay for it. Oh, I forgot Murktide. Oh, I'm playing badly. For his deck. Murktide's not awful against us. What's awful is them holding up counterspell for us to deal with Murktide. Through the rack. All I can do is this and then hope to stick Lily. We're at a stick Lily or bust mode here. If they counter Lily, we just scoop. It's our only way. Hello, I've been playing long 8 rack. How viable is in the meta? All right. I've played 8 rack for years. I played 8 rack when I originally was in Modern, which was I played Modern from Shadows until Aura/Dominaria, that area right there is around the time I quit playing. And I took a couple year break. And then I actually just recently got back into I went to 1 FNM in paper where I played Modern, I played 8 rack. I went 2-1 losing it against Tron, beating Rakdos and beating Murktide. Last time I played this deck on stream, I went 3-2 with it. I beat Murktide twice. I really like the Leyline, the Murktide matchup. Take out. I don't know. Voidwalkers, do. Maybe we don't. I don't know. Going down is, I don't know if I'm boarding this right or wrong. Probably like this. You know you mostly always want me to draw against this deck, right? Yeah, I do. Awkward mana base here with this opener. I think this is a mulligan. We're on the draw. Okay. But yeah, I've played 8 rack for years, and then I took a break. I did the 1 FNM, and then I've done the 1 stream where I went 3-2, and then now I'm streaming it again. It feels as viable as that was a really good draw. It feels about as viable as it always has, which is you know. It's indifferent. There's not a lot of ley lines running around, but there is Veil of Summer. The problem is more of the monkey decks. The monkey is really good against us. Flame Blitz. Each Planeswalker. Flame Blitz, annoying. Consider's annoying. Archmage Charm is actually really annoying. So yeah, I'm in between taking Flame Blitz or Archmage Charm. Maybe just Archmage Charm. This is the better card. Consider fills up their graveyard though, but Archmage Charm can steal our Voidwalker. Yeah, I hate the Loris monkey decks too. Let's take take the Archmage Charm. I don't know if I really care that much about Flame Blitz. Stick Voidwalker next turn, hopefully, maybe. Who knows? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Monkey is really good against us. It's actually probably the best card in the format against us. If not the best card in general, but Renin 6 is also really good. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of cards that are really good against what we're doing. This thing. Oh, that would have been nice to have a turn ago. But yeah, Loris, I'm indifferent on. Loris is annoying, but the monkey is definitely worse. If I would see any card banned, the monkey and Mishra's Bauble are my top two cards that I personally would want banned. We can get to this Leyline, that'd be nice. Position. But another thing too is like Shrieking Affliction's basically unplayable in this format because of that they're only rest down, double counter spell. Kind of weird dress down deck. Might as well use our mana. But yeah, there's a lot of decks where gonna have a hard time with. That's for sure. Opponent is stuck on 2 mana. Rack is doing nothing. Nope. We have the Smallpox from Murktide, which is nice. We do know about the double counterspell and Memory Deluge in hand. Which our plan right now currently is to make just a couple tokens and fetch up. Honestly, like, Saga's so good right now in the meta, or just in general, that I really don't think, like, if Saga got banned, I don't know how, if the rack would even be playable at all. It gives such just a strong alternative. WinCon. I don't know, maybe it would be. Is this my turn or their turn? Their turn. I almost really messed up there. Wrench Mine. Interesting. There's a good argument for just wrench mining here. I don't think it's as good as Spellbomb. Sure. Okay. That sucks, but it is what it is. Oh, they're gonna have something to kill this Voidwalker too? No. And I am just gonna sack the Spellbomb in their end step. Our end step, I mean. Cancel. Nope. Don't get to draw with it, which sucks, but the dress down kills our I see. We're gonna wrench mine next turn. They have double counterspell. So it's like we're basically just baiting a counterspell. Or they just play Memory Deluge. Alright. Got there. Let's run it back. I don't think I want to change anything. We have Leyline in the opening hand. That's really good for us. Leyline really shuts down Murktide very, very nicely. I wouldn't mind having that in my opening hand here. Or opening 7. Free Stranger is free with ads on IMDb TV through Amazon. Well, then I'm going to have to give that a watch. Thank you for letting me know. I still want to buy it on Blu-ray, though, if I like it. But oh, I will definitely have to give that a watch. Do appreciate that. We have Thoughtseize, double Saga. I don't know about this hand. Everything 3 if you're a pirate. Arr. True. It's true. Do I want to keep this or mulligan this? I want to keep it. I mean, it is what it is. We'll lead on Thoughtseize, then throw down Saga. You have scurvy in your fingers. Or even that awful. Alright, what we got here? Flame Blitz, Fire, Engineer Explosives, Abrade, Express. So a lot of good stuff against us. I don't care about Flame Blitz, I don't think. Engineer Explosives is probably the most annoying. Or Abrade, or Fire. Aggressive Iteration could also be really annoying. Everything they have is annoying. Let's jack the expressive iteration because that lets them dig if they draw a card. Force them to ditch a bunch of stuff otherwise. Also, we need to know they have 4 cards in hand. Not 5. Fire and Ice, for some reason, is... when you have their hand open like this, is labeled as 2. I could just do Ice. I mean, Fire. That's the card they're probably... that's the side of it they're probably going to use. And tattoos on your toes. Wish they made more pirate movies. Can we get like another pirate movie that's like Pirates of the Caribbean, but not Pirates of the Caribbean? Whiff on Land. I think they did. Player Flame Blitz. Let's draw another black source. It'd be kind of nice. It's not a burn land like Nuturing Peatland is. Threw out the EE. Is what it is. I'd love to just shred their hand here, though. I will say from my experience, from my experience, words and such and words, that this is a relatively decent matchup for us. Goes the Flame Blitz. Fire Knight. Know about a Braid. Next turn, I'm going to throw down Urza Saga and work toward Spellbomb. There's a cartoon when I was a kid called Pirates of the Dark Water. I remember liking a lot. There's an evil Blackwater that is covering the sea or something. Netflix could do that? Yeah, no kidding. A second EE? Wow. They're not fans of us. Pirates? Huh. I like the art style of it. I like that like 80s, 90s animation. Called the BB Oil League. Oof. Alright. Our opponent has all the stuff for us. Oh, we can get rid of a Braid. I am a fan of doing. So here's my... I'm trying to get him to pop one of the explosives here. This is what I'm trying to do. He's going to take 3. Let's see, E's on the stack. There goes that E. You're all fatal put. cartoon looks like shit now. I like the anime style to it. I find that artwork more charming than I do a lot of the 3D stuff nowadays. Not saying the 3D animation doesn't look good. I just like that art style better when it comes to animation. Token number 1. Token number 2. Don't know if I would agree with ice there. Up Spellbomb. Attack you for 3. And let's drain your graveyard and draw a card. Nice. Our opponent's getting in a situation where they're gonna have to fire off this EE. I have no reason to play to make another token. Go get a rack, 'cause it's the only thing we can fetch. Non-land permanent. Okay. Position you. Third player draws 2 cards. Sure. Now you take a lot of damage. Snapcaster Mage, Archmage Charm. Snapcaster's not that good. Attack you for a lot. Our opponents, I'm pretty sure we have this one. I don't think there's a play our opponent can do where they win. Pretty sure they've lost no matter their turn here. They sack EE. That leaves up Mishra's factory. Yeah, they're dead. Probably do ED when you activate. Yep. They saw it. The Murktide deck is a pretty good matchup for us. Not who we just played, was it? I don't want to join if we just played them. No, it's not. I know it's not. Yeah, that was a GG. This probably will have to be the last matchup. I'm running out of time. So not probably going to get through 5 today, unfortunately. This hand's awkward, but I'm going to keep it. We have stuff we can do. If we can draw another black source. Did I choose to play first? I don't know why. Like I don't ever recognize me choosing to play first. I need to keep a better watch on that. I think there's been probably a few games we've played where I've lost from doing that. Ew. Aether Spellbomb. Hard Evan. So this is just another one of those. Yeah. Our opponent looks like they're on something weird. Yeah, I did not mean to choose to be on the play. I must just do that like automatically without thinking. Come on, untap black source. I guess untap black source would be any black source. Raven's Crime you. Metallic Rebuke. Okay, so we know the 4 cards in their hand. We're gonna run out the rack. We can't do anything else. The one thing worth noting about the rack is if they Archmage Charms it, it still deals damage to them because it never changes. It changes ownership, but it never changes the rack's the chosen player ability. The rack. So I'm not entirely sure what our opponent's on here. Draw Spellbomb. Can't really do anything else. We might as well just attack with it. Sorry. We have a lot of lands in our deck, so this is pretty uncommon to get kind of mana screwed. I mean, routed or whatever it's called with the rack. Pretty unusual. They're just running main board EE. Okay. Expedition map. Oh, I wish we could play Expedition map and crack it all at the same time. Be nice. But we can't. So realize I tapped that really badly. If I would have tapped Factory for it, I could have drawn a card off of it. That was my bad. That one. That was a bad move on my end. I mean, us missing our land drops, it probably doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, we missed too many land drops as it is. Sword of the Meek. Oh, so they're a Thopter Foundry deck. That's what they're up to. Thopter Foundrying around here. Still don't draw. Land. Okay. Bobble. I'd like for them to pop that EE so we can expedition map. Oh. Move there. We're in position. If we draw a land, I might just expedition map right out the gate. Although I'm pretty sure we're going to lose this one. Oh, Wrench Mine can probably come out. That good. Have for this deck. Pithing Needle. Activate on oh. Wood metal coating, or are you getting Thopter? Another reason Bauble should be banned. Seeing right now on screen. Okay. If we draw a land, we can go get Pithing Needle and shut down Arn. Alright, I'm just going to scoop here. We know what our opponent's up to. We're not drawing any lands. Pithing Needle for sure comes in. I like Ratchet matchup. I don't like Wrench Mine. I'm indifferent on Funeral Charms. We have one open spot. We could bring in Voidwalker. Like the Brew. I think we want. Do we have anything in here we don't really care about? Otherwise, Smallpox doesn't seem as good here. Smallpox actually seems kind of bad. Probably like that. I don't know. What would Void Mirror counter, though? They have colored land. Would it... I guess it could stop... Maybe Invention? War of Invention? Throw in your argument for Void Mirror. I'm curious. Nope. Oh. And a base. Yeah, unfortunately, this is going to have to be my last matchup for the day. I feel like if we stick a Liliana, we'd probably win. Making them discard every turn would be really good. Oh, I guess I didn't understand the card. I thought they could cast. Yeah. Oh, if that was the case, yeah, it definitely would come in. Void Mirror would be broken if that was the case. That was the case. I don't know why I'm not, like, yielding through. Okay. Don't know what that was all about. Void Mirrors for Tron and Crashing Footfalls is what Void Mirrors for. Tron is the worst matchup for this deck, like by a large margin. Tron is ridiculously hard for this deck to beat, which is also for Tron. We're bringing in Void Mirror, Dauthi Voidwalker, and Break the Ice. Potentially Pithing Needle, probably Pithing Needle over Spellbomb. But yeah, that's the sideboard for Tron. But it also worked really well when we played Crashing Footfalls. Like, we just demolished Crashing Footfalls. We turn 2 Void Mirrored them, and then we just completely trashed them from there on out. But, yeah, so unfortunately, that's where we're going to have to end. I'm going to count my record 1-2. I'm not going to count that last one because they bailed. Maybe count as 1-2 draw. But it is what it is. We lost against the Elemental deck, which seems rough, and then we lost... What did we lose against? Control? It's like a Bant control deck, I think. No, that was the Murktide deck I thought we were playing against Control. What was the other matchups I had? Footfalls and something else. But, yeah, that was some 8-rack. I wish I could have played longer, but I did do kind of a double stream. And because I have more than 5 of you, I am going to send you to Switch. No, Switch Gaming's playing. Let's find you a Magic. Find Modern or Pauper. Find somebody with next to no views. Not playing Arena. Dredge Modern. Boom. That's who we're rating. I'm a huge Dredge player. But yeah, so that was a little bit of 8-rec. Like I said, I wish we could have hung out and played a little bit longer, but unfortunately, I gotta go. But we did do a double league. Thank you, Whiskey Fool, for hanging out. For anybody watching who's not following already, following helped me out tremendously. Oh, thank you. Wait, did I not get a notification, Whiskey? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not seeing that 33 minutes ago. So the alert must be screwed up. I've had nothing but issues with the alerts. I have had nothing but problems with them. I have tried and tried and tried to get these things to work. I might just have to switch over to the Streamlabs OBS instead of using regular OBS. Maybe see if they'll work better on that program. But thank you though, very, very much for following. Anyone who's not following, I play a lot of Magic, but I also play a lot of other games. I'm currently playing through Mario Golf Super Rush and Splatoon 2's campaign, along with doing Magic the Gathering, which I do. Pauper and Modern are the formats I play a lot. I'm getting an itch to try out Pioneer as well. All my streams are uploaded later in the future on my YouTube channel. Typically, Magic is about a week behind, so this will probably be up sometime next week. There's links to all that down below. And I'm going to send you over to Voltex, if I'm pronouncing that right, playing some modern Dredge. So thanks for hanging out. I will see you all later. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy your weekend. Peace.